And with that, Michigan will three-peat as national champions.
Michigan is the national champion.
The score is 56-0.
Let's get Kirk Herbstreit's final thoughts on this one. Herbie, what do you got for us?
Michigan put on a show tonight and really had a chip on their shoulder coming into this game. They felt they had something to prove, and boy, did they ever do it. What a year and what a statement. No question, this is the best team in the country.
So Coach Luke Smith, no relation to the Smith seen on screen there. There's Luke. Continues his reign of dominance over the national college football landscape.
Here's a look at today's Player of the Game. For Michigan, they remain undefeated. And for Clemson, a heartbreaking loss ends their quest for a perfect season.
Luke Smith, after 3 years, undefeated as Michigan's head coach. When will this reign of terror end? See one of the plays of the game there of this national championship game that was never really a contest. Leaving us the question of what now? You can see there Luke Smith, 65-12 record as head coach. And as we look into his history here, you'll see he started his career off at UTSA several seasons ago. Slow start, but second season as UTSA coach, he won a national championship. Not quite as good performance in 2014, but then he moved on to become a assistant coach at Michigan in 2015 and took over, and now he's the national champion 2016, 2017, and it's not shown there, but 2018. So the question is, does he continue to lead this juggernaut? Or, as the rumors circulate, does he look for a challenge, for a warmer climate maybe? There's been some rumblings that Michigan gets a little cold for him. He he spent so long as a high school coach down in San Antonio before taking over that UTSA job. He's used to that warmer weather. So there is some talk that he is looking for a warmer weather job and a challenge. Looking at senior quarterback Taylor there. Won the Heisman the year before. Did not win it this year. So I was on varsity, I will say, when I was doing the UTSA part. I switched it up to All-American this season for the Michigan, and I still went undefeated. Giving you a look at some of the sliders I use. I do not want to take this to Heisman level. I would get upset with the game, and I'll just stop playing. So, if I want a challenge, I need to move on to another team, another environment. So, if the opportunity arises this offseason, I will be looking to take over a more challenging circumstance. Looking at Michigan's roster, I mean, you'll see how loaded it is. You know, we have 299 quarterbacks. I was playing Lewis there on defense and as a wide receiver just because he's such a talent. I needed to use him. We were a very pass-heavy offense. We had a very good running back a couple seasons ago. We made use of him, but for the most part, it's air raid. You know, we're throwing every down with this Michigan offense. And you can see this team doesn't even really have many seniors. So, and I don't think I put it in this video, but we had the #1 recruiting class in the nation by far. I mean, you go through and it was like, again, and this is where I turned up the sliders at some point to All-American on recruiting as well. I think I started the season at varsity, but I'm gonna go into next season on All-American on both recruiting and difficulty, regardless of where I end up. You know, and you just look at some of these players that aren't even seniors yet that are just dominating. Sophomore, 85, Smith. He's going to be an amazing pass rusher for the next couple seasons. We have Johnson and Johnson on the defensive line as well. Montgomery, you know, he was only a junior with 94 overall. Just a strong team here. I mean, look at the cornerbacks. We have Mack, and then one of my only seniors, return of the Mack. That was what it was called every time he got an interception. In the national championship game, we even had him returning kicks a little bit, just so the crowd could cheer along to the return of the Mack. Obviously, we didn't. One of the main reasons we didn't have him doing kick returns before that is for injury concerns. But Abrams, another guy where, you know, if you had told me he was a senior, I would have believed you, because it feels like he's been such a huge part of this defense already in just his first couple years. Yeah, I don't know how Peters ended up winning 2 Guy Awards with only averaging like 9 punts a season, but hey, whatever. So that is the roster, if we don't move, teams that we will be working with. And we had very few injury problems here at Michigan as well. And I guess that's just, when you recruit these stronger guys, I guess they don't have it, you know, their injury sliders are probably turned way up too. I guess I don't look at it in that in depth, but yeah, as you can see, where we're ending up on these totals here. We're pretty competitive in all the areas except for running. I was doing 5-minute quarters this season. Going forward into next season, I will move it to 6-minute. Give you an idea of some of the records we've set while we were here at Michigan. Mack with career interceptions record. And see, we didn't set any rushing records because we don't rush the ball. Houston was a surprise last season. They made the national championship game, and then this season I don't even think they qualified for a bowl. Now, the interesting thing about what I do with this dynasty is that we relegate teams between leagues, between divisions. And I will get into that a little bit more into the off-season video, but I'll show you some of the divisions here in just a second. But basically, I have it set up so each division is a pair. like the MAC West and the Big Ten are a pair. So whoever the worst team is in the Big Ten will relegate down to the MAC West, and whoever the best team is in MAC West will promote to the Big Ten. Now, I have done a lot of manipulation to get the divisions into what I think makes sense. I'm sure some people will hate them. That's fine. If you're an SEC fan, you're probably going to hate the fact that I have SEC as the lower division. But I wanted the ACC, Coastal, and Atlantic to be two of the higher divisions so that they could compete against each other. But yeah, so the top divisions are the Pac divisions, the Big 12 divisions, the Big 10, the Big East, and the ACC divisions. Maybe I missed something there, but you'll see as we go on. Just taking a look at UTSA there. They're still doing all right. You know, several seasons after Coach Smith left, they're still hanging up there in the Big 12. Big 10, as you can see, not much has changed in the Big 10 as far as the teams there. But, you know, take a look here at some of the different decisions we've made. Conference USA West and the Big 12 Texas division are all Texas teams. I got all the Texas teams in there, and then the independents are purely the armed forces. They're not part of the relegation or promotion system. Those independents will stay where and how they are. And there's the MAC West, which, like I said, is combined with the Big Ten. So Notre Dame will be going into the Big Ten next season, for instance. So looking at teams might take over. Hey, New Mexico State. I mean, UNLV. I'm looking at one of these lower division teams in a southern state. And, you know, a couple 2-10 teams there. And I tried to make the divisions geographically make sense. I think I have it so every team playing in the same state has a chance at being in the same division. They're in the same pair of divisions. I may have missed something. I tried to be pretty vigilant about it, though. Here we have the Sun Belt connected to the Big 12 Sun Division. As you can see, Kansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas. Not saying everything is perfect, but it's to the point where it makes sense to me, and that's what matters. So there you go. Nice little look at the divisions. Let's take a look at the Heisman winner. Gerald Johnson, Colorado State. Only an 83 overall. Again, I'm not exactly sure how that worked out. But, you know, Michigan's quarterback, I think, just threw too many interceptions this season. Again, I'm not gonna say I'm the best player ever at this game. Like I said, I'm playing All-American difficulty because Heisman makes me mad. So when I did go from varsity to All-American, I think I started making some mistakes, throwing some interceptions, is what it is. Obviously, I still went undefeated and won the national championship, so I can't complain about some interceptions. As you can see, Michigan dominated a lot of the all NCAA placements, and then if you look at the all Big Ten, just it's even moving, the difficulty up. There were a couple teams that challenged us this season. The Iowa game in particular was a lot closer than I expected, but in the end, still went undefeated. I do like to check in on UTSA every once in a while. We're at the point now where all the players that Coach Smith recruited are either in the NFL or have graduated or are very close to it. But it's still nice to see what his legacy. Hey, who know? Probably wouldn't go to UTSA if there was an opening, simply because they are still in the Big 12, and I think we want to challenge ourselves with a lower division team, try to get that promotion. But looking at championship contention here, like I said, we're expected to be the best team in the nation for the foreseeable future. Need to shake something up here. I'm not gonna absolutely force it. Like I said, I want it to be a Southern team in a lower division. So we'll see what job offers are given me. Like I mentioned, New Mexico State earlier. Look at someone like Memphis, Hawaii. What else? Not Idaho, not Syracuse. Maybe one of the Texas schools. Mid-Tennessee State. For some reason, you started way back in, 2001 or whenever, when I was playing NCAA football. I just picked Mid-Tennessee State randomly to be a team I would simulate seasons with, and they've kind of stuck with me. So that is a team I look out for and will still pick up from time to time. Duke is interesting to me. North Carolina, so it's Southern, and it would be interesting to kind of turn them into a contender, like a perennial contender like their basketball team. Looking at Texas, I mean, they've been relegated to Conference USA despite a 91 overall team, and they didn't promote this year. I don't know if I want to take them over, just because it would be a little bit easier of a battle of a promotion. I'd probably promote the first year. Texas Tech, that's a little bit more intriguing. Let Luke Smith go back to his home state of Texas. Anyway, thank you all for bearing with me as I figure out exactly how I want to record this series and get all the bugs out of the system with the editing software. So I appreciate it. I will have the off season up soon, and we'll see what ends up happening with Coach Smith here. Does he stay in Michigan, or does he get an offer for a smaller team in a southern climate? We'll see soon. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. This is Two Dice Uphill. Have a good rest of your week.